We are at the end of May going into June, and I just realized that my store, my bookstore, Books Plus, has been open for almost 6 months. I've been a bookstore owner longer than 6 months. That happened as soon as I hit the payment button for the name of my store and everything. But yeah, Books Plus on June 4th will be 6 months old. My dog Chandler will also be 6 years old. It is just full circle moment. I love it. Owning a bookstore has been different than I thought, because since I worked at a bookstore, I thought like I knew maybe about 83%. I know 83% now. It's something totally different when you're doing it yourself. But it's really, really, really interesting to me how much I love this. I literally sit and do all kinds of admin work, inventory, pretty much all day, every day. And I'm just like, wow. Just getting to buy books from authors, because I want to do indie authors, as I am an indie author, and mainly seeing readers see my collection, my curated whatever, and them actually being interested in it. Because like I said, a majority of my books are from indie authors. These aren't the books that you see in Barnes and Noble. These aren't the books that you see next to Emily Henry or Fourth Wing. Like, these are very, very, very exclusive books because you don't see them everywhere. So I'm just really, really happy that people are taking a chance on new authors, taking a chance on indie authors. I think I'll always have a bit of a chip on my shoulder as an indie author, because when I was coming up, like graduating college, thinking that the first agent I query to, they will be like, yes, Taylor, here's $100 million. And then learning more about self-publishing, but growing up, self-publishing was very, 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 very frowned upon. The industry has exceeded past that little judgment. But I remember I had a friend, and I forget why I even asked. I don't even know if it was on my radar, but I was like, what? I asked her something about self-publishing, indie publishing, and she said something along the lines of not being a real book, not being a real author. That's like the easy way out, something like that. Granted, that was years ago. She might have changed her tune by now, but that stuck with me and like just went behind me as I was querying and not getting anything. And then as I was studying the indie publishing of it all, it was, yeah. More of the story, when it comes to writing, mind your business. Read it if you want, don't read it, but please stop. Considering y'all want freaking indie published books or AI written books. And it pains me to think that some of y'all would say AI, but that is your cross to bear. Anyway, yeah, my bookstore opened on January 4th of 2026. I think it was a Sunday. I picked that date because it would have been my year anniversary at the other bookstore place that I worked at. And yeah, I had to turn that date around. So that is when my bookstore opened. And like from January to March, I was just like, I had like little orders here and there, mainly from friends and family. But I was mainly just like buying books from authors and or Ingram. Hello, Kennedy Ryan, Denise Williams. There will be the people that need to be there. But yeah, I was pretty much just like buying books so that I had quote unquote enough stock for Indianapolis indie book crawl. And it's a thing put on by Tomorrow Bookstore, and it incorporates the bookstores in the area within like a 45 mile, something like that, radius. And It's a Thursday through Sunday thing. The readers try to get to every bookstore that they can. And I didn't know much going into it as a bookstore. I was just happy to be a part of it. I am an online and pop-up bookstore. So people, they set up the other online and pop-up bookstores in this building where all the readers can come, and kind of like the Black Expo, that's how I felt like it was. And yeah, people came, people bought, people wanted more. Some people even recognized me as an author, and I'm just like, what? So that weekend definitely exceeded my expectations. I literally went home with scraps, like 1 pen, 3 stickers, and a book. And so since then, I've just been trying to restock, and that was mid-March. And then I feel like you blinked and it was Independent Bookstore Day. I got to pop up at a winery. That was really fun. They're really cool. And that really makes me happy being able to pop up at other places in my community, because I want my bookstore to be community based. So whether it's working together with pop-ups, working together with whatever, just working together, okay? And then I blinked again and I got a first Friday at a local coffee shop, which I loved, which was really cool and crazy. I'm online and I just put stuff out there. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. And people would come in and be like, hey, we're here for you. And I'm just like, I just thought it was beautiful. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll get to come back. And they were like, yes, I would love that, because a lot, where that coffee shop was is kind of residential. People can walk to it. And I think that is the best thing you could ever do, is be able to walk to where books are. So there's just been a lot of blinking and something happening, a lot of blinking and buying things. I'm not much present as a bookstore owner, because I'm always planning something else. I'm always buying something else. It's not a lot of presency. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. The girlies love it, but there's not a lot of presency. I'm not gonna cry about it, because this is what I want to do. The only reason why I would cry is because I have 3 other part-time jobs. But it's just the same with writing. I'll just do all this stuff with writing, do all this stuff with the bookstore, and then I'm done. And I'm like, oh, that was nice, because I'm giving something to my soul. But it's been 6 months. Like I said, it's a bit of a whirlwind. I literally just blink. I'll plan something, think I have all the time in the world, making steps towards that plan, and then the plan is tomorrow. And I'm like, what? There's not enough hours in the day. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on keeping on. This is something that someone will have to pry out of my cold, dead hands. I don't care what happens, what comes up. The answer is this is it. I'm still learning a lot. The bookstore industry is kind of like the publishing industry, where you think you know something, and then the next day there's something else to know that you didn't know, but you know now, maybe. So it is a lot, but like I said, it really, really, really feeds my soul. So too bad, so sad. There are things I have a list to get better at. That is in the works. Of course, one day soon, maybe. You don't know. You never know. I'm just taking the opportunities as they come, but I do want a storefront in this life. But other than that, 6 months on June 4th, pop up on June 5th, and then we have book club on June 24th. And this is the best thing, you guys. This is the best thing. Over the weekend, I have a marketing person. And she didn't like my color scheme. And it took me a minute to be like, excuse me. But once I got over that, we found a new color scheme, and she's up on the website. She looks so good. So sometimes you just have to talk it through, but you also have to know, I guess I'm just like talking to myself, and if you get it, you get it. You also have to know that this is your project, your brand, what you're going to do in life. And it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. It's okay to compromise. It's okay to talk through it, but it is a-okay to say no. So I just know that with me, with my marketing person, with the community, with friends and family, this has been 6 months, but there is so much more to come, and I cannot wait. And I will let y'all know as I know. And I guess if I want to leave with anything, I would say if you're thinking of opening your own bookstore, I think personally the best way to start is online. I think online and pop-ups, because then you're not like doing everything at once with like the inventory, freaking demolition, and however, like making the store as what you want. What's it called? Anyway. So I feel like I will be happy. We'll have to see. But I'm really, really happy to have my bookstore where it is and where I want it to go. I'm happy I'm dealing with this right now. Hopefully I'll get a better groove of things by the time we get to the storefront, because I know that's going to be a whole nother thing. But yeah, I think starting online was the best decision for me, and I couldn't have done it without my dear friend Jocelyn. And I love her. I love reading. I love books. I love the indie author community. I love the book community. I love. Oh, happy Pride Month, you guys. And last but not least, I want to pack my new bag that I got from one of the companies that I'll be working with for like book swag. Join the red, you know what it's giving, So we're gonna pack it. Pack my bag with me. You guys got a 2-for-1. All right, what do I have? My planter. Why? I just have this in my bag. Hand sanitizer. My notebook. My purse holder. I got some cash, a little cash. And I have just been holding and walking around with this book because I don't want to read it. And I have other things about this whole series that I can't talk about because the girlies will come for me. But I'm very disappointed in how she treated this man. That's all I have to say. So it's just been in my bag. And it's due back at the library in like 3 days. Okay. And all my pens and eyeglass wipes to keep my eyeglasses. Okay, that's it. Which is really interesting. Is that it? No. Okay. Because this was my OG bag. So this is just a notebook that I carry papers in. Another notebook that I'm literally just holding on to because I've had it for so long, but it's pretty much done so. And then like some extra cards and just things. I just have things in my bag. But that's it. I really hope people see me and get me and want one for themselves, because it will be online at booksplusindie.com really soon.